Get ready to root for your favorite country in the world to live in. We've got 4 pairs of people with different travel and living abroad experiences to take part in a little experiment. The countries for them to choose are based on the real layout of the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Now they've already chosen their top 2 from each group, which has given us these matchups. Along the way, maybe you can guess what each person will select before they reveal it. Stick around to the end to see if your favorite country gets picked by our crew. Alright, here we go. Matchup number 1.
The Netherlands versus
England.
Ooh.
Well, this sounds like a proper football match.
Netherlands, freaking beautiful.
Good quality of life.
Definitely.
They are awesome with the environment.
That was one of my first picks.
I think they're similar, actually, in many, many ways.
Very,
Yes.
which is going to make this harder.
Oh, it is. It's going to be real
Infrastructure
hard.
great in both.
It's green. You can bike everywhere. The weather not so cool, but
Yeah.
Diversity. Walk down the street, you hear 20 languages on the same block.
And Netherlands is still EU.
I don't know, with all the government stuff with Brexit and all,
Well, you know, and England's got its Brexit.
yeah, it's a bit
it's okay to visit.
confusing now.
Yeah.
But I like it. It could be okay to live.
We know the language.
We do.
We've got that dialed in.
A lot of countries in that one country.
How many countries are in that country? Wow.
Cost of living is high. Safety is high.
What's not to love?
Plus,
The
they drive on the
Netherlands.
wrong side of the road in England.
Ah, yeah.
England, you got 20 dialects of English right there in the greater London area alone. So how fun is that? I almost don't want to pick one.
I think I'd go for the Netherlands.
I would have to say for me it would be the Netherlands.
I go with the Netherlands because I also already lived there 3 years.
I'm going England. I'm going
Oh,
England.
I think I'm going to go for Netherlands.
I'm with you on that. Netherlands. Netherlands it is.
All right.
Netherlands.
Rock on.
I agree. Same here. Was one of my first picks, and so I would go with Netherlands.
Round 2. Fight.
Argentina versus France.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Oh,
Argentina.
well, we already know this one.
Yeah, we know this one.
is quick.
On the count of 3, let's both say our
Okay.
choice. 1, 2, 3.
France.
Argentina, good weather, good people,
Definitely.
nice landscapes,
For me, I'm drawn to South America.
Lower cost of living.
lower cost of living.
Argentina, so much diversity, covers such a vast area from north to south. Patagonia, all that wonderful outdoor area, access to the rest of South America.
Argentina can be, if we're thinking long term, might be a little bit iffy as far as like the economics go.
France is wonderful, no one can argue.
France has #1 healthcare in the world.
Yeah, really? Didn't know that.
Yeah.
It was my second pick, I think, in the last pairing, and because it keeps me in Europe and able to travel at places I want to go.
And good food.
And good wine.
And I think with my like general skill set, I would be able to live in France a little bit easier.
I'm gonna go with Argentina.
I would go with France.
Okay, I go with France.
I would also go with France.
It's Argentina.
Yeah, I agree. Argentina.
Number 3.
Okay.
Oh, Denmark and Poland.
Oh, jeez.
Denmark versus Poland.
Easy.
Tell me why.
Okay, let's just say they're both beautiful.
They are.
4 seasons, easy in both. Both very safe.
Both very safe.
It's very homogeneous, surprisingly. So one that talks about liking diversity and thinking that's important and getting a lot of the richness out of that. Denmark is very homogeneous.
I really like it. Been there 4 times. It's cold in winter as well.
Yeah.
It was my first pick in the last round.
It's very advanced.
Denmark, they take care of their own, they take care of their people. It's a beautiful country.
I've always wanted to spend some time in Copenhagen, and again, beautiful city from the videos I've seen.
It's cold, it's got great outdoor space, quality of life is really high.
Cold,
True.
but interesting history.
Absolutely.
Nice places to visit.
Lovely people.
Lovely people.
I would think I would suffer and struggle more with the language in Poland.
Super curious to see what it's like living there.
I think I'm going to vote for Poland, and there's a reason why, and it would probably be nothing more than just my own personal junk about I'm a musician, and I do love some of the composers and musicians from Poland.
For many reasons, I go with Denmark.
For me, yep, it's Denmark.
Because I like you and you want Poland, that's why I'm choosing Poland.
Well, for me, Denmark would be my first pick.
For my pick, I would go with Poland, actually.
So I'm gonna go for Denmark.
I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go to Denmark as well.
Cool. let's go then. We're going to Denmark.
Number 4, Wales versus Ecuador. Wales?
Where's Wales?
Wales? Wales, there's lots of whales. They're everywhere.
Well, I am kind of drawn to Ecuador.
Wales?
Spanish speaker.
Spanish speaking,
Which
good
I
quality
like.
of life.
Ecuador.
A lot of great things about it,
Yeah,
about how fun it is
culture.
and wonderful for expats.
Beautiful.
Yeah, a
And
lot
it
of
would be
people are
different.
loving it.
That's a tough one. Again,
Why is that a
again,
tough
two
one?
winners. You know, Ecuador, I'm drawn to the South American cultures.
The weather was really hot.
Yeah, you said that. I
Yeah.
probably would like it.
The diversity of topography in Ecuador. It's a big country, access to the rest of South America.
And you have always the same time of lights versus darkness.
Exactly. The
It's very
seasons don't
balanced.
change.
And you can get spring temperatures year round.
Lovely language over there.
Yeah.
Really like it.
Lots of history and culture.
Yeah, true.
Wales, I think, would be very known. Ecuador is beautiful. The climate, the people, the cost of living, if we're factoring that in, and I am in this scenario.
I'd like to spend some time in the UK. I'd like to spend some time there. I'd like to see it.
I've always wanted to go there and visit there, and I think that I would be really happy living there if I thought I could afford it.
Culturally, I think it would be super interesting to live there.
I'm going with Wales.
I'm going to go with Wales also.
I choose Ecuador.
You know what? You're right. This is more unique in my
you go.
book. in
Let's
my
branch
realm.
out a little bit.
We're branching out
Branching
to
out.
Ecuador.
If picking a place to live right now, top of my head, Ecuador's my one.
Yeah, very different lifestyles one can have in either place. Those two compared, definitely Ecuador.
Well, for me, it's going to be Wales.
And I would go with Wales as well.
Who wouldn't want to live where Merlin lived,
I know.
right?
Okay.
Oh.
Spain
Okay.
versus Canada.
Okay. All right.
Oh, okay.
Y viva España.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, I've been to Spain, loved my time in Spain. What's not to love about tapas and wine?
The culture, the food.
You eat good tapas.
Food, language, mix of people.
I loved the people there.
People are nice.
Topography, amazing. Infrastructure is great. Cost of living is great.
And it's part of Europe.
Yeah, it has a lot of history as well.
Absolutely.
Cultural richness and depth.
When we got into Galicia, it was like, this is good.
Geographically, the country is, can I say that? Yeah, I think it's more diverse than Canada.
It's a very different thing than going to Madrid or Barcelona.
Has more to offer.
Wow, that's a tough one. And definitely ease of access to the rest of Europe for sure.
Canada has a lot of positives as well.
Wow, hockey and beer.
The healthcare system, people are lovely, they're very nice, generous.
For me, the pull is that I have family there, and it's beautiful. And one of the reasons I didn't choose it to retire to is just it was not affordable.
It would be an easy place, just a quick transition, not terribly different than life in the United States.
But it gets cold.
Yes, in Spain it's not as cold. Never.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, Canada is also very beautiful.
When you were speaking about Canada, what I realized my perception of Canada is actually Quebec. Because
Right.
we lived in Vermont, and I have a very distorted view.
You know, being from Alaska, I've been in and through Canada, I don't know how many times, but granted, it's only been the western side, primarily BC and the Yukon.
Yeah.
Love the people there.
I'm going to choose Spain because it's different, because it's Europe.
I have to go the same way.
I would go with Spain.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Spain overall.
I would choose Canada.
I think I'm going to go with Spain.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna flip a coin. You said Spain, I'm picking Canada on this one, and I would be happy either way.
It's Spain.
It is.
Sorry, Canadians. 6 and
Switzerland versus,
Uruguay. I say Uruguay.
yeah,
You say Uruguay?
Uruguay.
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 Oh, interesting.
I say Uruguay as well, but it's
Okay.
Uruguay if you're American, I guess.
Okay. Switzerland, very beautiful, amazing quality of life, I guess, but it's very expensive.
I know it's terribly expensive. It's beautiful. Infrastructure, clean.
So clean you can eat out the street.
People are lovely.
You can hardly describe.
Safety.
I
Safe beyond safe.
No pull at all. Right.
Healthcare,
Yep.
so good, so good.
Amazing. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
If money was no object,
Switzerland.
Switzerland, me too.
South America.
I don't know a lot about
It's
it.
mountainous. It's along the coast. Got a lot of different climates and topography.
I think I would be more in line with the weather and the climate in Uruguay than I would in Switzerland year-round.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
I like the cold, and I think parts of Uruguay can get cold too, but not long term.
I also would very much love to see Uruguay, South America. I love those cultures right next to, Brazil, Argentina. That's very appealing.
I would go with Switzerland because, again, it keeps me in Europe.
I think I'm gonna go with Uruguay.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Switzerland.
I would go with Uruguay.
Switzerland.
Switzerland.
If it was the
It's tough.
totality of all of it, to include cost of living, I'm probably going to Uruguay.
Totally would
Pretend
visit.
that Switzerland would take us and then I could afford to live there.
There you go.
Okay, Switzerland it is.
Croatia, Germany. This is harder for me.
This one's a hard one.
Ooh, that's hard.
Is it?
But this one's easy for me.
Germany has so much to offer.
Beer and bratwurst, what's not to love?
Yeah.
Lederhosen.
Lederhosen. I mean, can't forget the triumvirate.
Germany is the center of Europe, kind
It
of.
is,
Like
yeah.
it's literally kind of in the center, right?
Yeah.
So you can visit so many countries there around, even Croatia.
On the river cruises I went on, I fell in love with just about every single little town we went through.
Lovely culture. I hear lovely people.
I had a ton of fun in Berlin with my friend Susanna, who lives there. I don't know that I would, if I were going to move to Germany, that I would settle in Berlin. It's a lot.
Germany being very alpine.
Okay.
More Nordic, more outdoorsy. Overall, hearty culture.
Regensburg and some of the other little villages we went to, and in my imagination, a little cottage in one of those places would be wonderful.
But Croatia.
But Croatia, so exactly.
Croatia's nice beaches, we said.
Absolutely, yeah. And they'll be
And-
part of the EU as of January 1st.
Croatia is like biting me in the tail. And it may have a lot to do with the fact of the beautiful pictures that our youngest daughter and son-in-law had their honeymoon, and they went there. They went to Slovenia, Croatia, all these gorgeous people. They talked about it and they said, guys, these people are fabulous. And I'm going, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more.
It's an up-and-comer, wonderful things happening in Croatia as far as development of freedom and the economy. Great location there on the water.
Croatia, the scenery, 4 seasons, and it's just different. I want to see something different.
Not enough knowns for me. Don't know enough about it really to make a good decision.
I would really like to visit Croatia, but if it's a choice for living, I would probably pick Germany.
I would do Croatia.
Croatia for me.
Germany.
I have to go with Croatia.
I'm going with Croatia.
But if you're looking for a place to live, I'd rather live in Croatia and go visit Germany.
Me too.
Cool.
Pairing is between Portugal and Serbia.
Portugal
Woo!
versus Serbia.
I do want to go to Serbia.
I do think that nowadays it's probably a nice place to visit and to live. It also has history for sure.
Absolutely, hands down, Portugal. That's no slam on Serbia. I don't know enough about it to have that much of an opinion, but I did tons of research to move to Portugal, and I have not regretted a day since I got here. I just love it more every day.
That's my favorite country. I can't say that. Yeah, Portugal is is here, and I chose to live here.
Yeah,
So
same here.
yeah, you definitely chose Portugal.
Yes. Quality of life.
I like to
And
hear it.
the people, so nice. The weather's very good.
Some people say it's not as good as they thought.
It exceeds expectations, met and above. The people, the quality of life.
Portugal's amazing. The people here are incredible.
It's home.
It is.
Portugal is home.
The people are amazing.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful, warm, welcoming country. Beautiful access to Europe.
the ease of every day.
We'll have to go to Portugal because we're already here.
Yes, we know. It's
We know.
clearly Portugal.
Yeah, it's clearly.
Nothing wrong with, what was the other one?
Serbia. Serbia's great
Nothing
too.
wrong with Serbia.
Okay, but we're going with Portugal, yeah?
We gotta go with
Lovely
Portugal.
Woo.
One,
When we say it on 3, is that really 4, or we say it on after
1,
3?
2, 3, go.
Okay.
Or is it 1, 2, 3, go?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Portugal.
Portugal.
Yeah, Portugal.
Next up is our quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals all in one fast-paced video, which is on our second channel, Expats Everywhere Explores. If that video didn't pop up yet, it means we haven't released it, but you can check out the video that got us here by clicking on this one, which shows how we went from the 32 team field to 16. Now let's get moving.